Hi, my name's Abel James, and I'm from the middle of nowhere in New Hampshire, and now live like a nomad, traveling around in a touring trailer. I'm a musician, been a musician for a long time, but about 3 years ago I wanted to redirect my energy. I kind of burned myself out by playing 250 shows in a year and being in Austin and playing that scene for a long time. I've always been very interested in health, and I've had my own health struggles. I was really sick as a baby. My mom actually saved me with, she's a healer and an herbalist and a nurse practitioner who is trained in Western medicine, but saved me with Eastern practices. And so I wanted to help kind of democratize health, and what I saw in the landscape of the health information that was out there is basically, a bunch of trainers that are screaming at people and kind of like you have to be miserable and hungry if you want to have any hope of improving your body composition or whatever else. And so I saw that podcasting and radio, video in independent media would be a great avenue to kind of like go for it, to take that musical energy and play the room of people who really need health information, which seems like kind of like a weird dovetail, but for me, since I'm so interested in it and I've had my own struggles and love having conversations with super smart people who dig what they're doing, it's called Fat Burning Man, that show, and I did it for about 2.5 years. It's been #1 on Apple for a long time, and I kind of like tied that up in a nice little bow with my book that's coming out April 7th called The Wild Diet, which is essentially a cookbook of awesome family recipes that's encapsulated by memoirs.
Now your talk I felt was kind of a disruptive talk, very inspiring in that way. So what do you think, let's just get some sound bites that kind of bring in the context of the people that showed up here.
Yeah.
And the uniqueness of like, you're able to share that information with this kind of group and that it'll really land and they'll apply.
So people who are familiar with my show or who have met me in real life might notice that I kind of put on different personas for that. The fat burning man, Abel James personality who's interviewing health experts is on his best behavior. It's really cool though to be in a room with other people where I can just kind of be real and tell people the whole story. Because sometimes like the end consumer fan following isn't quite ready, like they wouldn't get that. So it's cool to be able to just speak your mind and say, Apple screwed me over after being, top of the podcasting scene and then top of the app scene and going through some pretty rough and annoying stuff with a company that clearly doesn't care about content creators or programmers or their own consumers a lot of the time. It's nice to be able to pass that on, because I think a lot of us are searching for the next thing or whatever. Should I start a podcast? What should I do with my YouTube channel? I want to be able to communicate to the influencers, the people who are creating this content, and say like, this is what happened with Apple, and it's not just me, So being able to share that knowledge is kind of like a service that I really appreciate doing, because other people have done that for me. And that's why these rooms are so awesome, because everyone comes with their own specialized experience in rocking something or being burned by something or encountering some issue that can really help you along if you know what you're up against. The biggest reason I'm like a health fitness guy is because I'm just a foodie at heart, and the food here has just been freaking awesome the whole time. Lovitch and Hollis have done a really, really good job having stuff that not only tastes awesome, but is good for you and in a way that I think a lot of people probably haven't experienced who are coming to visit this place for the first time. Like eating this food, the chef is part of the whole experience, putting a presentation out before our dinners. It's just like part of this awesome scene.
You hear that, Haruki?
Oh, you're right there. Your food is incredible. Thank you so much for that. And then just the vibe is really fun. Lovitch won't let bullshit exist in front of him for very long, so it's cool to kind of have all of these cats around being real with each other. And this mountain is I've been here a few times. Actually, I was on tour here years ago, and coming back here is so cool to kind of see the spaces that have been set up. I mean, this is an incredible space, and the artist community that's starting to grow here is really, I think, encouraging, because you don't always see that at ski mountains or outdoorsy places, but it's exactly what I think is. It's a good inroads to integrate with nature that's all around you, kind of undeniable, but sometimes you need that painting or that piece of music or that, you know, graffiti art while you're driving in to kind of like help you get into that whole thing, and it's beautiful.